Welcome to a series of basics of interpretation of statutes. In this video, we will talk about the types of statutes. Now, as we have already discussed the meaning of the term statute, for that you will find the link in the description box. Now, before proceeding with the video, please subscribe to the channel. Statutes are classified on different grounds. The first ground is on the basis of enactment. Now, there are two types. One is consolidating laws and second is codifying laws. If we talk about consolidated laws, it means these are those laws where the statutes are in existence. It means the laws were already in existence, but they were segregated into different parts. And when the legislature clubbed all these laws into one enactment, that is called consolidated laws. The act example of it is the Registration Act 1908. Now, before the enactment of this act, the registration of documents was divided into 7 different enactments. Now, the legislature has consolidated all the laws into one law, that is called Registration Act 1908. And the second type of law is codifying laws. Now, these are those laws which are there in existence but not in written form or not in the form of statutes. It means they are in unwritten form. So, give them a written form, and to make it uniform, the legislature lays them down in the form of an enactment. That law is called codifying law. And the apt example of codifying law is Hindu Succession Act 1956. Before 1956, the Hindu Succession Act was in existence, but it was prevailed through customs or unwritten law. And after Hindu Succession Act, all the rules of the succession of a Hindu has been laid down in a written form. It gives uniformity to the law as it is equally applicable to all the Hindus. Now, the second ground of classification is on the basis of time. Some laws are temporary in nature and some are permanent in nature. Temporary laws are those laws which are in existence for a particular time period. And the example of it is a financial bill which is in existence for a period of 1 year. Whereas if no time limit is mentioned in the law for its application, in that case the law is called permanent law. For example, Indian Contract Act, Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita, Hindu Marriage Act and others. Now the third ground is on the basis of subject matter. On the basis of subject matter, two major classifications are made. One is general laws and second is special laws. If we talk about general laws, a law is called general in nature if the subject matter of the law is wider in nature. It means it includes number of subject matters. Secondly, it is applicable to all of India and there is no specification or no restriction with regard to the application on the people or a section of people. Then it is called a general law, and the apt example of it is Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita because it covers all type of offences: offences against body, offences against property, offences against state, offences against women, offences against children and others. So it covers number of subject matters and it is applicable to whole of India. That is why it is called a general law. Whereas special law is the one which is restricted in its application. Restricted with regard to the subject matter, it means it will deal only with a particular subject or it is applicable to a section of people. If one of the condition is fulfilled, then the law is called special law. And the example of it is a POCSO Act, that is Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Act 2012. Now, this act is special because it deals only with sexual offences committed against children and no other offences covered under this act. That is why it is called a special law. And the subcategory of special law is local laws. These laws are those which are applicable to a particular area. For example, Haryana Urban Rent Act. Now, this act is applicable only upon the Haryana region and not to any other state. That is why it is called a local law. Now, whether any law is a special law or general law will depend upon the laws which are in question. We cannot lay down that a particular law is a special law or a general law. For example, if there is a question related to contracts of immovable property. In that case, question will arise whether Indian Contract Act will apply or the Transfer of Property Act will apply. Now, in the question of contract of immovable property, the conditions of which are given under Transfer of Property Act. In that case, irrespective of the fact that Indian Contract Act deals with only one subject matter, that is contract, still it will be considered as general law, and Transfer of Property Act will be considered as special law. So whether any law is general or special will depend upon the facts and circumstances of the case. This category is on the ground of the authority which lays down the law. On that basis, two types of laws are made. One is supreme law and the other is subordinate law. Supreme law is the law made by the legislature. It means the authority which is authorized to make laws for the country. That is called supreme law. But it is not always feasible for the authority to make all laws of the country. In that case, the authority will delegate its power of making law to the executive. In that case, the law enacted by the executive due to delegation of power by the legislature is called subordinate law. So, if the law is made by the legislature, it is called supreme law. But if the law is made by the executive due to delegation of power by the legislature to the executive, it is called subordinate law. The example of supreme law is Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita, Bharatiya Sakshi Adhiniyam, Hindu Marriage Act, Hindu Succession Act, Sales of Goods Act and others. These are examples of supreme law, and the subordinate laws cover rules, regulations, bylaws and others which are enacted by the executive on the delegation of power by the legislature. Now the next category of statute is on the basis of the application of laws on nations. On that ground, three classifications are made. The first category is national laws, or it is also called municipal laws. These are the laws enacted by the legislature of the country and is applicable only to the nationals or the citizens or the residents of that country. That is called national law. The second law is the international law. These are the laws made by the organization and it is applicable to all the countries who has signed that law. That is called international law. The example of it is International Convention on Civil and Political Rights, UN Convention on Rights of Disabled People and others. And the third category is foreign law. Foreign law is the law which is applicable to other countries, right? For example, if we talk about the laws which are applicable in England is a foreign law for India. So any law which is applicable outside India to other countries is called a foreign law. These are the major categories of statutes. I hope it is clear to you, and for more such videos please like, share and subscribe.